How's it going, guys? I'm your host Caravan Gaming. Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. And for last season of Osiris League, you guys really enjoyed my betting videos. So for this season, once again, I am going to be showing you guys what are the teams that you should be betting on for Osiris League in order for you to get the maximum amount of Oryx. Now, keep in mind, all of this is just my opinion, and of course I could very well be wrong, as you guys have seen from the previous season of Osiris League, but most of the time I would say my bets are pretty accurate. So watch on if you're curious to find out which are the teams I think you should be betting on. So yeah, let us get started. Okay, so first off, let's look at the quests that you can do to earn Oryx every day. They are the same. The weekly quests are the same as well. One thing I don't like is this quest. You have to use 5,000 minutes worth of training speed ups every single week, and if you're saving up for an event, then that kind of sucks, you know, because throughout this entire Osiris League, you'll be spending like tens of thousands of minutes of training speed up every week if you just want this mark of the champion. But you know, you're getting marks of the champion, so you definitely want to do this quest. And we will look at this eye for talent first, because this is easier to go through as compared to the league backs currently, since we have so many teams right now. Okay, so eye for talent, you definitely want to place your bets in for this starting week. You don't want to wait, because the longer you wait, the odds will just go down even more. You can buy the packages and get even more marks of the champion, but I think the packages are the package for this definitely isn't worth it. You can see here this mark of the champion package. This probably has one of the worst values inside of the game, so I definitely wouldn't recommend buying this package. Like, you're getting only gems for this amount of price, and marks of the champion does not even guarantee you an item if you're going to place them into your betting, which is what you should do. That's why I really don't recommend buying that package. With enough marks of the champion, if you guess on the right team, and if you do your quest every week to get your 2 marks of the champion every week, and assuming you dump all into the same team and you guess the winning team, then you will have more than enough Oryx to buy all of the important items in this shop, which will be the gold heads and the material choice chests. Okay, some people might want to go for training speed ups as well. That'll be useful. Golden keys, I won't recommend it. This one, if you're a collector, personally I will be getting this if I manage to win big on my bets. Okay, yeah, so if you're a collector type of guy, then you may want to go for the decoration as well, but in the practical sense, it's definitely not worth to go for the decoration. Okay, so which team or teams should you be betting on? Let's take a look here. So yeah, UCS, they made it pretty high up previously. Hong Kong Legends, which was previous season's champion. OV, which was season 1's champion. JWM, which has been the runner-up for 2 seasons already. Yes, C9N, and all the other teams are really not as well known. Let me see what are the more known teams. Okay, 1AVG, pretty strong team led by Mad Phantom. Okay, I think they are very strong kingdom. I would say they are more for KVK, and I think their Osiris League, their Out of Osiris isn't really that up there yet, so I won't really bet on them to win. Okay, Red Rose Empire, again another very strong KVK kingdom. For Out of Osiris, this team is actually pretty good. In fact, I would say it's even better than their main alliance, which is the 12 Kings, which didn't manage to make it to top 32, unfortunately. So Red Rose Empire, I think they will get pretty far, but I do not think that they will manage to get champions. Boobs Lifestyle, another very strong KVK kingdom. Their Art of Osiris is not bad as well, but you know, they did beat BQQM, which is really something quite extraordinary. But then again, for this season 1, Kingdom 1331, I think their Art of Osiris, they did very poorly. I'm not sure why. Even FN didn't manage to get into top 32, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's see, Raising Empire, another pretty strong kingdom as well. They beat Crown Beast last match, which is another super strong team. Okay, so you can consider Raising Empire to 1341, the squad. I think they'll get knocked out by Hong Kong Legends the first round though, so I wouldn't really bet on them, unfortunately. MCO, Evil Empire, both from MCO, Evil Empire and BBTH all 3 alliances from this kingdom, so definitely nothing to be scoffed at. I would go for BBTH if you're looking out for this kingdom. Right now they are in KVK and they really did suffer quite heavy losses. They are still in the middle of fighting. As you are talking, this is the second day of their Kingsland and they are actually winning, but I don't know how many troops they actually sacrifice and if they still have enough to do Osiris League, but they probably still do. And out of the 3 teams, I would go and bet on BBTH if you want to bet on this kingdom. Titans, same kingdom as Dream League. Okay, but I think Dream League is the stronger one. Dream League did manage to beat us the previous round, so really congrats to them. However, I do not think that they are strong enough to be the champions just yet. Okay, to the 4, this one not really well known. 411S, okay, one of the sub-alliances of 1411, which we faced off against last KVK. Very strong kingdom, very strong KVK kingdom and very strong Arc kingdom as well. 411K was the winner for last season's Osiris League as well, and they managed to beat OV2 and also Fire Nation, both very strong teams as well. So 411K is actually another alliance you can consider putting your marks of the champion. This one not that well known, Navi, this was a project kingdom I believe, but they did lose their KVK, so they had a large amount of players migrate out and stuff like that, and also Zero as well, so I don't know how far they can get. They are still very strong, don't get me wrong, but it's mostly just raw power at this point. I've not really seen them fighting in Osiris League yet, but the fact that they made it to top 32, I wouldn't sleep on them. So the only 2 teams that I think have a shot of winning this round is either Hong Kong Legends or 411K. JWM they will be second place again probably, so I wouldn't really bet on them. Like yeah, like they have the power, they have the money, they have the equipment, they have the commanders, they have everything, but their strategy I feel that it's not up there yet. Okay, 411K, a lot of their members and even their leader Aki was previously from OV, so they do have some of OV strategies and they probably refined it as well to make it even better. That's what managed to get them the champion win last season, so can consider betting on 411K. But for myself, I'll be going all in on Hong Kong Legends, because I think that Hong Kong Legends is really, their strategy is the top, like the best strategy I've seen for all out of Osiris League. Very well coordinated, and they literally just sacrificed their last KVK to fight for Osiris League champion once again. So very dedicated kingdom, all in on Osiris League. They don't care about KVK, and this is why I think Hong Kong Legends has the potential to once again be the champion for this round's Osiris League. But of course there will be way stronger competition this time, since you have I think the top 4 teams will probably be OV, JWM, Hong Kong Legends and 411K. That's what I feel. Okay, now on to the league bets. Okay, which are the kingdoms and bets that you should bet on? Okay, now you want to bet on those that don't have that the alliances that still have a small, that have a chance of winning, and at the same time not many people bet on them. That's when you can win big. Okay, 0096 1396. Honestly, I've never heard of this kingdom or this team before. Okay, their wins not against any strong kingdom in particular. Pito, the 300 Spartans, however, they are a pretty strong and organized kingdom. Okay, I have some friends in there. Okay, some of my ex-friends are inside there, and I think they are very strong, very organized, and you can see they managed to beat Slap, which is the kingdom going up against 1 AVG right now in KVK. So the fact that they managed to do that, and they also managed to beat Necessary Evil, which is another very strong team. I think many people are sleeping on Pito, so I'll actually bet a little bit on this kingdom. And let's see here. Oh, now you can key in. Okay, I don't know if this feature was there previously, but previously you weren't able to key in your bets like that. So I'll actually bet 50 Oryx on them. I may actually increase it later on, and I think this will be a good bet. Okay, so let's collect this reward so we have more stuff to bet on. 411S versus UCS. I do not know why many people are not betting on 411S and they are instead betting on UCS. UCS is a strong kingdom, don't get me wrong. They are one of the earliest kingdoms inside the game. They'll get every single commander before any other kingdom out there. And their arc strategy is pretty solid too. But against 411S, guys, I have to say 411, really, their strategy is top notch. They managed to beat 166. They managed to beat Legend Ronnie's team. Sure, it was a close victory, but these two are very, very strong teams. They also managed to knock out one of my kingdom's team as well in the earlier group stages. So I would say that 411S, many people are sleeping on them. I don't know why people are betting more on UCS. I think they are just looking based off the power. But I think 411S is a very, very good team to bet on. And I'll actually bet 300 Oryx on them. And I think that they have a very good shot of winning UCS. Okay. MCO versus OV, I won't bet on this because I think OV will win this hands down. Sure, MCO is a very strong arc team. They beat K530 and that's where Noon is. And K530, don't sleep on their arc as well. Most of them were from NBA last season. NBA got very, very far last season. So the fact that MCO can beat them shows that MCO has really good arc strategy as well. But against OV, I think OV will pull out the win. And because this prize pool is just so much in OV's favor, I won't bet on this one. 1 AVG versus Boobs Lifestyle. Again, this could go either way in my opinion. 1 AVG is a very strong KVK kingdom. For Ark of Osiris, they are solid as well, but I would say not that great. Boobs Lifestyle on the other hand, their KVK is not as strong as 1 AVG, but that being said, they are slightly better in terms of Ark of Osiris in my opinion. They managed to beat 177. Which was that from their same kingdom? I think it was. Okay, anyways, they beat Temple Run. They also managed to beat BQQM, which was a top 32 team last season. So Boobs Lifestyle, I wouldn't sleep on them. And this is a very interesting match because it's half and half. Okay, it's almost even. Slightly little bit in 1 AVG's favor. Sure, 1 AVG has a little bit more power, but I think Boobs Lifestyle, their Ark of Osiris strategy is that little bit better. So I would actually bet 100 Oryx on Boobs Lifestyle. Okay, right, let's see here. C9N versus 49F. Without a doubt, I think C9N will win this pretty easily. Not just because of their power, but I think C9N being such a well-established team, they will do way better. They also managed to beat 234A, which is another pretty strong kingdom from what I remember. Then again, 49F did beat TMD at, and they also beat Liga High, which are both very strong teams. And don't forget, TMD at was one of the top 32 teams last season. So 49F, I wouldn't sleep on them too. C9N versus 49F, this will be a very interesting match to watch. If you're feeling adventurous, you can bet a little bit on 49F. They have a small chance to win C9N in my opinion. But again, this match could go either way. I think we'll revisit this later. Rising Empire versus OUO, the Asuras. Okay, the Asuras, I would say they are quite well known for KVK, but in terms of Osiris League, not that well known. Rising Empire is well known both sides, and I think Rising Empire has a better chance. Their power is almost exactly the same, so power won't be that much of a factor here. Right now, I would put my bets into Rising Empire because I think they'll have a more solid chance of winning. So I'm going to go 100 Oryx here. Okay, into Rising Empire. Let's see here. SFS. Okay, no. Before that, Red Rose Empire versus BBTH. Okay, the power difference is 1.2 billion. Red Rose Empire, if you're talking about strategy alone, I would say Red Rose Empire is better than BBTH. But 1.2 billion power difference, I'm not sure if they can eke out the win. And I'm sure BBTH definitely has improved since last season. They did beat Alfam, which is a very strong arc team, and 81 Royal Z, which used to be from 1096. And 1096, if you guys remember, they managed to get into top 32 on the very first season of Osiris League. So I wouldn't sleep on BBTH this time around. I think they've definitely improved their strategy a lot, and I think that they'll be able to eke out the win against Red Rose Empire simply because of the power difference. Okay, so I will actually not bet on this. 495K versus SFS. These two teams, honestly, I've not heard of them before, but if you look here, 495K has slightly lesser power, but they did beat NCB. NCB very strong for both KVK and Ark of Osiris. So I'll not sleep on 495K. Then again, if you look at SFS, they did beat 1093, which is a very, very strong kingdom. But 1093 again is more KVK oriented. They are not that great in terms of Ark of Osiris. Sure, they did get pretty far on the first season, but that was mainly because of their power, not so much of their strategy. So for this, because team 1495 actually managed to beat NCB, I think 495k I will actually put 100 Oryx on them, and I think that they have a better chance of winning as compared to SFS. Okay, next one, let's see here. 92 SK versus Temple of Artemis. Okay, 92 SK didn't really face off against any teams here. TOA again, they did win JWM's second team, okay, which is BNW. That's pretty impressive. If you look at power wise, both are 400. They are only 400,000, 400 million apart, so the power doesn't really make that big of a difference here. Okay, both teams I don't really know, so I don't think I'll be betting on either of these teams. This should be an interesting match as well, but if I were to say, based off strategy alone, I think TOA might be able to pull out the win because firstly, the power difference is not that big, and secondly, they did win JWM's second team. So I think TOA probably has the better strategy. So maybe I'll bet a little bit on TOA. Okay, actually maybe I'll bet 50. Right, we'll just play around this 50. Okay, next one. Dream League versus the Titans. Without a doubt, Dream League will win this. So I don't think there's much to bet on. The betting also is in favor of Dream League. So I don't bet on this match. Next up, Hong Kong Legends versus the Squad. Do I even need to say more? Hong Kong Legends will take this game very, very easily. So I will not bet on this as well because I think Hong Kong Legends will win. And it's so much in Hong Kong Legends' favor. This will probably be a very safe bet, but it won't win big. So I won't bet on that. Titans versus SX54. Okay. I'll definitely go for Titans. Titans is Dream League's second team. Okay. And you see here the power difference. They are 400 million power ahead. And on top of that, I think they have the better strat as compared to 1254. 1254 is a very strong KVK kingdom. But in terms of Osiris League, they are not that great in my opinion. So if you want to bet for this one, I'll bet on the Titans. Okay, this one, the prize pool is not that great, so I won't bet on this. Next one, JWM versus Taizatan. Taizatan, this one is an unknown team, but from the previous match, they actually won a team with 1.2 billion power more than them. So this team definitely has the strategy and has what it takes to be the top few. But going up against JWM, sorry to say, but I think JWM will win them quite easily. Just look at it, almost double of the power, guys. JWM, very safe bet all the way up until the finals. Then, in which case, when I reach the finals, you probably want to bet against them. Okay, so I won't bet on this because the prize pool is just way too small. Navi versus Eve. This will be another interesting match to watch. This one is a relatively new kingdom. Like I said earlier, it's a project kingdom, but they did lose their KVK, so I don't know how far ahead they will get. Evil Empire from BBTH kingdom, they are very strong as well, but again, I have not really seen them in KVK yet. They did win Chisgu's kingdom, and they also won a subsidiary of 411L, or 411 I mean, but 411L I don't really think is such a serious team. So for this one, it's very hard to say. I think people are betting more on the power, not so much on the strategy, but I think for strategy wise, I think Evil Empire is a little bit better, so I will put 50 Oryx on this. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. Navi could be a good team as well, don't sleep on them, but you know, my personal preference would be to bet on the underdog right here. 411k versus Immortal Olympians. Don't even need to say. 411k will take this easily, so I wouldn't bet on this because the prize pool is so big. If you're going for a safe bet, you can bet on 411k. Now the last match, SNO, the Frozen Empire versus 2the4. 2the4, not super well known, but SNO, guys, what makes SNO so well known? They beat two strong teams in a row. 93P, which is 1093's second alliance, I think, or third alliance. Yep, and they also beat FN, which were one of like the finalists for last season's Osiris League. They beat FN, guys. This is insane. So I would actually put my bet on the Frozen Empire. Their power difference, not very huge. 2the4, they didn't beat any notable teams. I mean, Legend Ronnie already left 245, so 245 I won't expect anything much of them right now. So I think SNO will actually take this rather easily, and I'm going to put 100 Oryx into SNO. Okay, if you're looking to win big, then I would say put all your Oryx into one bet. Like, don't split it up into too many bets like what I did here. I just did this to show you guys what I would bet on. Okay, but if you really want to win big, then go all in on one team. Okay, there's also the risk of putting all your eggs in one basket, but again, high risk, high rewards. It really depends on what you want. For those of you guys who are really scared to lose Oryx, you just want to play it safe all the way, then just bet everything on HKL, bet everything on 411k, bet everything on JWM until the finals. So yeah, these are the bets that I would make. Okay, I will probably spend all my Oryx right now. I will put another 50 into this bet because I think the returns will be pretty good. Okay, let's see here which one, what others has good returns. 92 SK versus Temple of Artemis. I think I'll put another 50 Oryx in here. Yep. And then Navi versus Eva Empire. I'll put another 50 Oryx into Eva Empire. Do me proud, guys. They did lose a lot for KVK, but still I think that their strategy is really up there. SNO versus TTF. Really, SNO, guys, don't sleep on this team. They beat FN last season, so I would put a bit more there. But still, I think 411S versus UCS, they will be the ones to beat UCS, guys. Just watch, guys. Just watch. I have full faith in them. They are very strong kingdom, and I think 411S really has what it takes to take down UCS. So there we have it, guys. The bets that I have chosen to make for this round's Osiris League. Do let me know down in the comments below if you actually followed my bets, or if you have a different way of betting. I'm really interested to hear different opinions on this, and who you guys think will be the new Osiris League champions. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host Korban Gaming. Peace out.